A strong storm hit the Argentine province of Mendoza in the afternoon. The National Weather Service has issued a yellow alert for the province. Strong hail with rain and wind raged in the province for about 30 minutes. The hail was so intense that visibility dropped to several meters in some areas. Hailstone sizes ranged from 0.78 inches in diameter to 2 inches. Wind gusts of up to 24 yards per second caused trees and branches to fall on power lines. Several areas are still without electricity. The storm caused damage to houses and cars, and even destroyed the roof of a shopping mall. As a result of a heavy downpour, several areas were locally flooded. The maximum flood height reached 27.5 inches. Local residents shared photos and videos of the violence of the elements on social networks. The streets of the city of Kupang, Indonesia were flooded after heavy rain that hit the city on the night of February 24. Many residential areas were flooded with high water, the height of which reached 20 inches. Flooding disrupted traffic in many areas, carrying people and vehicles away with a strong flow of water. According to the Regional Disaster Management Agency of Kupang County, the flood claimed the lives of 3 residents. 2 people were missing. The houses of local residents, as well as shops and businesses, were flooded. Residents are being evacuated, and assistance is being provided to the victims. According to forecasts of meteorologists for the next 2 days, precipitation will not stop. We should expect a deterioration in the situation and new floods. Cyclone Emnati, which covered Madagascar, forced the evacuation of at least 30,000 people. Over the past month, this is the 4th case of an incredibly strong storm on the island. An 86 miles per hour hurricane coming from the Indian Ocean made landfall on the southeast side of the island on the morning of February 23. The wind has now slowed to 62 miles per hour. The meteorological department expects the tropical storm to move into the ocean by this evening. At the moment, 6 people are known to have died. The main blow fell on the outskirts of the city of Mananzari, located 330 miles southeast of the capital Antananarivo. Madagascar is the 4th largest island in the world. Its area is approximately equal to the area of Ukraine or France. According to local media, in some areas there has been no electricity for the 2nd day and there are water shortages. Heavy rains have returned to the Brazilian municipality of Petrópolis, which just a week ago suffered from heavy downpours and subsequent floods and landslides. In 24 hours, 4.5 inches of rain hit the municipality. This amount of rainfall was enough to form localized floods in many areas of the city. Streams of water demolished not only people, but cars. Many houses, underground parking lots, as well as several enterprises were flooded. At the moment, there are no reports of casualties and injured. The city has not yet had time to recover from the previous violence of the elements, as some of its areas are flooded again. The authorities provide maximum assistance to the victims, and also carry out evacuation if necessary. After several months of relative calm, the Etna volcano in Sicily produced a series of eruptions on February 21. Since then it has continued to constantly show its activity. The lava flow continues to pour down the southeastern slope of the mountain. This was announced by the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology of Italy. The nearest settlements continue to fall asleep. Etna is an active volcano, which is located on the east coast of Sicily, near the cities of Messina and Catania. This is the highest currently active volcano in Europe. Its height changes with each eruption. Etna is now 8.6 inches lower than it was in 1865. It is approximately 3,640 yards high and over 350,000 years old. Mount Etna can erupt several times a year, spewing lava and ash high above the island of Sicily. The last major eruption occurred in 1992. Strong winds caused damage to Pan de Azucar and Piriápolis located in southern Uruguay. As a result of the violence of the elements, roofs were torn off houses, fallen trees. Material damage was caused to street lighting, cars and containers. Falling trees affected power lines. Part of the city was left without electricity, including the fire department. According to local media reports, wind gusts reached 27 yards per second. According to preliminary data, 6 people received injuries of varying severity. There were no deaths. Utilities and fire brigades are clearing streets after the passage of the hurricane, as well as assessing damage and rebuilding infrastructure. According to eyewitnesses of the event, a strong wind was observed for about 20 minutes, then noticeably subsided. Heavy snowfalls that hit India's mountainous north over the past 24 hours have halted traffic in the Indian Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The lowlands of Kashmir received between 23 inches and 40 inches of snow, while up to 47 inches of snow fell in the mountainous region, according to local media. The snowfall damaged power lines, causing massive power outages. The Srinagar-Jammu National Highway is closed due to landslides and rockfalls. This highway is the only highway that connects mountainous Kashmir with the rest of the country. The railway service on the route Baramulla-Banihal has been suspended. Due to poor visibility and snowfall, all flights to the region's capital city of Srinagar have been temporarily cancelled. According to local authorities, public utilities are engaged in the restoration of transport links and electricity supply. Cyclones do not leave the Far East region alone. Bad weather is raging in Chukotka and Kamchatka. All intra-regional flights in Chukotka were delayed due to a snowstorm and strong winds. In Chukotka, according to the Ministry of Emergency Situations, the second day of snow, strong wind, gusts up to a hurricane. A blizzard is expected in Anadyr until Friday, with northeasterly winds up to 26 yards per second with intensifications up to 37 yards per second. According to information on the Anadyr Airport website, all local flights are cancelled today. Local residents are advised to stay away from dilapidated and poorly fixed structures and not travel outside the settlements. In Anadyr, due to the cyclone that hit the city, lessons for schoolchildren in grades 1 to 5 were cancelled. Until February 25, it will snow in the east of the Chukotka district. A snowstorm will rise. The wind on the coast will reach 32 yards per second in gusts. Heavy rains hit the Indonesian province of South Sulawesi, causing floods and landslides. As of February 24, the authorities announced the death of 4 people. All of the dead were members of the same family. 20 people injured during the landslide were hospitalized. Heavy rains also caused flooding and landslides in parts of the island of Borneo, forcing hundreds of residents to leave their homes on a hill. After the showers, the Batusit and UK River flooded. During the natural disaster, 169 people were evacuated, and more than 3,000 people were affected by the disaster. 5 houses were completely destroyed. More than 170 buildings were damaged. Hundreds of families in several communities were cut off from aid after landslides covered roads. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Good wind and weather.